I'm the industry council lead for West Michigan Tech Talent. That probably doesn't mean a whole lot to you, but basically I work directly with employers in the tech sector. I work with colleges, higher education, students that are interested in careers in technology. And our organization tries to create awareness of what the opportunities are for people, help give them some direction on things they can do to study, and share a little bit about where the industry is going to help you make maybe a better decision on what you want to do, in your career. So let's get started. Right now, I'm going to talk a little bit about some different jobs in the area, what it takes to get in there, and then just wrap things up that way. So let's get started. Okay. So this is like generically, like 5 typical job tracks within the tech industry, and there's probably 100 more. But overall, these kind of, I'll give you some ideas of the skill sets, from an IT support specialist all the way to a data scientist, a data specialist, and give you an idea of what type of education, training, careers, income that would be, in these particular jobs. So let's start. The IT support specialist is, I think, in my opinion, if you're interested in working in tech, this is the best way to get your foot in the door. If you're not quite sure you want to go, how far you want to go down in learning how to code and do the computer science route. These specialists are in every single company. Basically, I would say every single company, large company, has somebody working in this area. They can help. They help set up the software, the computers in an area. They are problem solvers, very hands-on. In some cases, you're even getting to the point where your role might be to do some creative destruction, taking apart devices and fixing them too. But the IT support specialist you don't necessarily need to know how to code. So if that's something you're not interested in, but you still want to work in tech, this is a good place to start. And as I mentioned, almost every company will have somebody in this role. So there is a lot of opportunities. Another opportunity is we call the networking specialist. It's also known probably more now as cybersecurity specialist within a company. And these individuals are the ones that help, guard the organization's data from bad people, from people trying to get in and hack, whether it's, financial information, social security numbers, addresses, emails. They're the ones that help protect an organization. And oftentimes, your biggest role is just helping to educate the employees how to keep their data safe. Cybersecurity professionals also help individuals on how to protect their data. But this is one of the fastest growing job opportunities in tech. And what makes this interesting, I think, at least for me, what makes this interesting is you don't necessarily need a computer science degree. You don't necessarily need to know how to be a programmer, engineer, write code, but it does help. But you can also enter this career by just building up a variety of different certifications that you can earn at different colleges. So you can learn this job without being a coder necessarily, but it's also a nice way to start. And then if you decide, hey, I want to do a little bit more, you can start, working on your software writing skills. The next 2 positions are definitely require a lot more, I would say, education and a lot more skills. Software and web developers, these are the individuals that write the code that make applications, almost every application every application on your phone or on your laptop. They write the code that connects devices to the internet, that connects, makes smart refrigerators and smart thermostats, driverless cars. They're the ones that are writing this type of code, this language for it. And the data scientists, it says data specialists, these are individuals that work within organizations that help make sense of all this data that's coming in. And you can imagine, just in your daily life, you probably are generating hundreds of thousands of data, whether it's when you click on an ad or watch something on your phone, text somebody. That's all data that's being collected. And these individuals can help organizations make sense of it, but then is made into actionable results for whether it's marketing or It's a strategy part of the organization to figure out different trends, what's going on. But these data scientists are kind of also which is I think interesting right now, at the forefront of artificial intelligence, AI. As AI is learning from human behavior on the internet and how they interact with devices. Data science is the one that helps collect it and makes it actionable data. All really good careers, opportunities for you. But I'll talk about some other jobs in just a second. From thinking about those four sets, they range from maybe $30 an hour. I would say this is low, but extremely well-paying jobs in all this. I would probably say of any industry that the IT sector creates more wealth for people than than a lot of the other sectors. They're just very high paying. But of course, when what comes with that is that there's a high expectation of your skill set, which is definitely or usually learned through a degree programs at colleges. I want to also, I'd be remiss to say that there's a lot of jobs in the tech sector that are not web developers or programmers. I mean, there's a tremendous need for salespeople to sell products, designers, interactive designers, digital and growth marketing, project and product manager positions, people that manage the building of software programs. Tech repair is a career path for some people. Human resources, any type of job to a certain degree, professional jobs are needed for tech companies to be successful. So I think the big takeaway I'd like to have you leave with is that if you want to work in tech, which is one of the fastest growing industries, I like to say every company is a tech company, but you're not interested in being a computer programmer or software engineer. It just is something you don't enjoy. There's still a lot of different opportunities for you to enter that industry. Opportunities, my recommendations on how, if you want to work in the tech sector, I think at the minimum, there's always going to be exceptions, outliers, but for the minimum associate's degree, for instance, can really help you get into like an IT support position or even cybersecurity. But I think it's trending more towards bachelor's degrees in that. When it comes to become software engineering, software architect, I think usually, even a master's degree or higher is going to help you get there faster. As I mentioned, there are outliers. There's a lot of opportunities for people to learn. And I think what's interesting about the IT sector, it's not necessarily the degree, but it's a skill. So you could have a good degree in computer science, but if you're not a very good developer, you're not going to get a job. But I've known a lot of people that are really good developers that that skill, being a good computer science developer, they're self-taught. Maybe they went through some different training and they're really talented. That sometimes can be oversees a degree, a computer science degree. However, vast majority, my recommendation is to look at computer science programs either at a community college or at a four-year program, if this is where you want to work. The different types of companies where you might end up, there's what's called software companies. Michigan Software Labs, Atomic Object, Spindance. These companies build software. Sometimes some company will pay them to build a software product or to maintain their software their software products at their company. So these are the computer engineers. They are purely write code and build things, and sometimes they sell things they build. Sometimes they build things for other people or other companies that end up selling them. There's opportunities though, and this is where a computer science degree is almost 80–90% is going to get you there to that position. However, there's other companies these are the ones that out of West Michigan, at first glance, Corewell Health, National Nail, Farmers, Gordon Foods, Hayworth, or Spartan Nash, you could put Meyer in there, any major company. You think, well, they're not a software company, or a tech company, but they are. Every company that has products has some tech components, whether it's somebody at the help desk to somebody writing the software that makes this company grow and thrive. So there's a lot of opportunity beyond just writing, learning how to write code. But at the same time, I would say my final words of advice is, if you really want a career in computer science, check out some free resources that are online. I'm sure your teacher can help you identify those. There's a lot of free code camps and code.org, a lot of different opportunities just to test out and start writing some code and building your own. And from there, you can make a decision what you want to do. If it is like, if computer programming is something you want to pursue, you could also learn that it's not something that you're interested in, but then I would encourage you to think about other jobs that will allow you to work within a company supporting the tech system. Again, sales, project management, marketing, design. There's whole sorts of things that can help you move forward. So with that said, we're going to end up with a video you can check out, and appreciate your time. And if there's anything I can ever do, just let your teacher know and he can reach out to me. Thank you.
I think 19th century was about the Industrial Revolution, about electricity, about disrupting the agricultural society and making it more advanced. The 20th century was about physics and engineering, to do more things easier in our everyday life, from refrigerators to washing machines.
How convenient.
And the 21st century is definitely the digital age. It's the internet.
Even if you want to become a race car driver or play baseball, or build a house, and all of these things have been turned upside down by software.
The LettuceBot is a robot that can sense its environment. Every single hour, this LettuceBot is seeing 1.5 million plants, and it's taking individual action on those plants. We enable lettuce growers to have higher yields in their field by helping make it cheaper, by helping produce food in a more sustainable way. And that wasn't previously possible without computer science and technology.
I have a really fun job where we build Polyvore, which kind of combines all my favorite things, so programming as well as fashion and art and design and shopping. Half the products you use these days are software products that you play with on maybe your phone. And so if you want to build something cool, you need to know programming, right? And there's so many things that you can do with computer science. So if you just work backwards from the cool thing that you want to build and figure out what that is, a lot of times computer programming is part of that, right? So you should learn the skill.
It's really exciting right now. The technology that we're developing right now is going to be used by your doctor in the next decade. When you come into the office and you're sick, the doctor is going to be like, all right, spit in this cup. And I will put it into this magic machine, which is a sequencer. And in an hour, I can tell you what you have or what's wrong with you. So if we're looking for a new virus, for example, we'll download a database of all the viruses that are known. And we'll search for, our sequence of interest against a whole database of all viruses. So you still need somebody to analyze the data. The computer is not smart enough yet.
Our software helps people save energy and thereby reduce their carbon emissions. To date, we've saved over 8 terawatt hours, which is the equivalent of about 1.1 million cars on the road.
When you're forecasting the wind, there's so many different parameters that go into it. It would be impossible for a human to sit down and do all those calculations. We need a computer model in order to forecast it.
I write software which scans images, looking for bad images that we know are illegal. I work very closely with organizations like the National Center for Missing Children, I know that the work that we've done has impacted the life of people. And I feel very strongly about it because there's a lot of social problems right now that could really leverage the use of technology. It's a lot about empowering the people who are there helping the world by giving them the tools to be able to do better. That's something that we can do right now, and the tools available are huge.
The merging of art and technology is getting more and more significant now. Because computers and software are such an integral part of our lives day to day, people are realizing that it can be quite creative to take this medium of computers and create incredible works of art.
In Finding Nemo, when Crush and Squirt and all the friends are flying through the East Australian Current, you're seeing images of water flowing by, you're seeing the colors on the back of the turtle, you're seeing the sides of the fish. All of those things are generated through math and computer programs that we write that we then give to the artists, and they take that to create that final image and tweak it and make it look beautiful and look fun.
The crux of it is really about invention. It's about looking at the world and being dissatisfied with things and questioning everything.
I always felt like if I didn't learn how to program, it would be like not learning how to read. You know, the future would just be closed to me.
If you're in the coding profession, there's so many things that you can do, and you can pretty much pick and choose the course you want to be in.
I think that you can start something in your college dorm room, and you can have a set of people who haven't built a big company before come together and build something that 1 billion people use as part of their daily lives is just crazy to think about, right? It's humbling and it's amazing.
Really, it's about the chance to reinvent things and then see it out there in the world and see people using it and having fun or having a better life because of something that wasn't there before that you put in the world.